ultimately, if you want to look at him right now, clearly he's an individual that nobody wants to have anything to do with. When you consider the video and how it revealed how he was physically abusing his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, when you hear the assistant give her testimony, when you hear the things that folks have alluded to, when you hear about what he coaxed Cassie Ventura into doing, these are very heinous, disgusting things, to say the least. I'm not going to even go into detail. They're heinous and disgusting.
Stephen A. Smith doesn't hold back, calling out Diddy's alleged as heinous and disgusting in a fiery takedown with disturbing footage and damning testimony out the industry giant is crumbling under the weight of truth. Even comedian Cat Williams couldn't stay silent, aiming for Diddy's notorious parties with a brutal confession. He stated, I've had to turn down $50 million four times just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole.
People in the music and entertainment industry had to know that Diddy was like abusing kids, basically. And yet they still fed him kids.
Cat Williams is talking about it on that podcast.
But like who's feeding him the kids?
And what videos do they have of these people when they're willing to keep quiet about all this? How many people were compromised?
Powerful insiders kept feeding him, victims fully aware of what was happening behind the scenes. Silence was bought and loyalty was secured through blackmail and fear. Many were compromised not by accident but by design. The machine protected Diddy because it was built to protect monsters like him. This isn't just a scandal, it's systemic corruption at the highest level. And now even Suge Knight, someone who's seen it all from the inside, has spoken out. He didn't hint or suggest anything, he said. It's straight, everyone in the industry knew who Diddy really was.
Yeah, you know, it's a big world, but it's a small circle. You know, Ray J and Puffy was closer and closer. And Ray J tells a lot of stuff, and it's not up to me to tell the story because that's Ray J's story. But Ray J and Puffy definitely were lovers. Puffy allegedly gave him $10 million to, you know, to an album. They never put one song like two brothers loving each other, whatever it's supposed to be in. You know, it's just, to me, we have so much. If you look at all the bad things in hip hop, when it's all said and done.
According to SUJ, Diddy's relationship with Ray J wasn't just close, it was intimate. He claims millions were exchanged, not for music, but to cover up deeper truths. No album, no public collaboration, just silence sealed with money. This wasn't about love or music. It was about control and secrets. Suge paints a picture of two men entangled in something far beyond business. Once again, the industry knew and looked the other way, and just when you thought the cover-ups couldn't get worse, Suge Knight exposed the corporate side of the protection. He didn't hold back, directly naming Jimmy Iovine as part of the machine that helped shield Diddy.
Well, number one is that this. To say he's part of a racketeering and make a case, they would have to put other executives in custody also, which they would never do. It's a guy named Jimmy Iovine. I consider him family. Been known him forever. Jimmy Iovine used to be a second engineer, and then he started working for Interscope, and I made that company. I built that company, me personally. And Puffy beat up a girl named Capricorn. Beat the shit out of her. Jimmy Iovine, one of Puffy guys, and Puffy approached Capricorn. And Jimmy told Capricorn, you're going to take this money and you're going to shut your mouth and leave it alone. And I'm going to give you $1 million. Puffy didn't give Capricorn $1 million. Jimmy Iovine gave Capricorn a check from Interscope. And Universal should be ashamed of their fucking self that this big old publicly traded company will allow Interscope to give this girl $1 million check.
Shugate claimed that after Diddy allegedly beat a woman named Capricorn, it wasn't Diddy who paid to silence her, it was Jimmy Iovine. He allegedly stepped in, told her to take the money, keep quiet, and disappear the $1 million payoff, according to Suze came straight from Interscope, not Diddy's pocket and the label's parent company. Universal allowed it to happen. This wasn't just about protecting an artist, it was about protecting the system that keeps men like Diddy untouchable, and Suge Knight wasn't finished. He took it even further by calling out the double standards in the industry's so-called justice. He didn't just talk about Diddy. He put Interscope and Jimmy Iovine right back in the spotlight.
She got mad because she felt that's a settlement check, and the settlement check, you don't supposed to take taxes out of it. So when they told her she had to pay taxes on it, she get pissed. But I feel bad for Capricorn, not because she's just lying, but I feel bad for Capricorn on a simple fact. She went through a lot. But the other part about all this, if you're not going to say nothing to Jimmy and Interscope for doing something illegal, why would you just put Puffy in prison?
Sugg said Capricorn was angry because taxes were taken out of the payout she believed was a settlement, but he made it clear she suffered and that shouldn't be ignored. Still, the bigger issue, he said, is the hypocrisy. If Jimmy Iovine and Interscope played a role in an illegal cover-up, why are they untouched? Why is only Diddy being targeted while the people who enabled him walk free? Suge demanded accountability, not just for one man.
The other thing is that, yeah, do Puffy do weird stuff? If Puffy got on the stand and told the truth, I know he'll walk. If he got on the stand and say, look, I'm gay and straight. I mess with guys. I mess with women. I do it all. Puffy not guilty for the things he did to these people. He's guilty for being a cold, freaky man that want freaky things done to him.
Suge claimed that if Diddy simply told the truth about who he is and what he does, he could walk free. The real issue, according to him, isn't just the crimes. It's the disturbing extreme lifestyle Diddy has allegedly kept hidden. He wasn't being judged for being open. He was being judged for what he demanded from others behind closed doors.
In the Cassie situation, they could not say he was having sex with the men also, because that'll make him like his orgy. It won't be like sex trafficking. It won't be like forcing stuff to do. But at the end of the day, there's no way Puffy should go to prison for the rest of his life.
Sugg claims that certain details, like Diddy allegedly being involved with men, were left out deliberately to control the narrative. He suggested that including those truths would shift the legal framing away from trafficking and coercion and towards something more personal and damaging to Diddy's public image, according to Sugg. The system isn't being honest with the public. He even went as far as saying Diddy shouldn't spend the rest of his life in prison. Not because he's innocent, but because the full picture is still being hidden once again.
Well, nobody's asked. You had a big one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot. I think when I ran for politics, he sort of, that relationship busted up from what I read. I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. You know, it's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So I can't, it's not a popularity contest. So I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
Trump called Diddy a friend and said he'd look at the facts before deciding on a pardon. But let's be real. The message was clear. If you're in Trump's circle, accountability takes a back seat. It's the same pattern as protect the powerful, ignore the victims. While Diddy faces mounting allegations, Trump signals he's ready to step in if needed. This isn't about justice. It's about loyalty power and shielding the elite from consequences after Trump's comments about potentially pardoning. Diddy, another voice fired back. One that's been watching the chaos closely.